Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're looking at what is honestly one of the most fascinating shifts happening right now in the digital economy. We are going to unpack exactly how one person, yes, literally just you, can build a highly profitable AI agency in 2026. And look, this isn't some theoretical sci-fi future of artificial intelligence we're talking about. It's about practical, concrete steps that you can take today to build a really lucrative business as a solo founder, armed with absolutely nothing more than a laptop and the right stack of intelligent tools.
I want you to just picture building a tech company right now without managing a single employee, without signing some expensive office lease, and without needing to raise millions of dollars in venture capital. I mean, a few years ago, that sounded like a complete fantasy, right? But today, it is a massive, wide open opportunity. Right now, thousands of solo founders are quietly building one person AI agencies that are generating serious revenue. And it's simply because they understand how to use tools that, frankly, most small businesses are still completely confused by.
Because the game has fundamentally changed. The old agency model, it was so bloated. To deliver high-value software or digital services, you needed a whole team, developers, designers, copywriters, media buyers. You were easily staring down a $30,000 a month payroll. But the 2026 AI agency model kind of just deletes that old game entirely. Now, it's just you, orchestrating a suite of AI tools. You can handle production way faster than a full team ever could. And your leverage, which used to cost tens of thousands in human capital, now costs you maybe $200 or $300 a month in software subscriptions. It is a totally incredible shift in profit margins. So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the solo agency revolution. Second, choose one specific niche. Third, high-value services to sell. Fourth, building your AI stack. And fifth, productize and price. Starting right off with Section 1, the solo agency revolution. Now, what's really interesting about this is that right now, small business owners are kind of in a state of AI panic. They hear about ChatGPT, Claude, and automation literally every single day. They know they need it, but they're completely overwhelmed. They just don't have the time to sit down and learn how to write prompts or connect to APIs. They're drowning in messy spreadsheets and manual processes. But the fundamental truth you have to grasp is this: clients are not buying AI. If you go in there and try to sell them complex machine learning algorithms, their eyes are just going to glaze over. They're buying clarity. They're buying time savings. They want operational efficiency. Business owners couldn't care less about the shiny new technology. They just want someone to solve their boring, expensive, manual bottlenecks so they can actually focus on growing their company. Moving into Section 2, choose one specific niche. So the absolute biggest mistake beginners make when starting an AI agency is trying to serve everyone. They put up a website that just says, "I do AI for everyone." Listen, that is not a business, that's a hobby with a logo. Instead, you've got to pick one specific industry with one expensive recurring problem. Let's look at some really lucrative examples here. In real estate, agents are actively losing money because they can't follow up with leads at 2 a.m. Law firms, they're drowning in manual contract reviews and client intake forms. E-commerce stores are totally overwhelmed by customers asking, "Where's my order?" or trying to process returns. Healthcare clinics need automated triage and appointment booking. Gyms and restaurants need booking automation. You need to pick just one of these and completely master their specific workflow. So the crucial point to remember is this: generalists struggle, but specialists thrive. When you focus entirely on one niche, let's say AI automations for boutique real estate agencies, you are no longer just another random freelancer pitching tech. You are an expert. You speak their exact language, you understand their specific pain points, and you have a proven system that saves them money. And that positioning, that is exactly what allows you to charge premium prices. Let's jump into Section 3, high-value services to sell. We really need to move away from those outdated 2021 digital agency strategies where you'd offer a giant menu of 20 different services. You only need 2 or 3 highly reliable, outcome-based solutions to sell. Let's walk through how you actually translate a client's ugly reality into your high-value service. So, if a client is running their entire business on messy, disconnected spreadsheets, your service is an AI data cleanup and migration into a centralized database like Postgre or Supabase. If they're missing valuable customer calls in the middle of the night, you build them a 24/7 intelligent support bot using VoiceFlow. And if they're paying an actual employee to manually copy and paste data between software tools all day, you offer them a seamless automated workflow using N8N or Make.com. You see, you are directly mapping their specific pain to an AI solution. Which brings us nicely to Section 4, building your AI stack. Now, you might be sitting there thinking you need a computer science degree for this. You don't. You are no longer the laborer writing every single line of code. You're the architect. You're the orchestrator. The best way to visualize your AI stack is as a simple 3-layer system. Step 1 is the front stage. So these are your AI chatbots and content generators that interact directly with the client's customers. Step 3 is the backstage, the databases and CRMs where all the important information actually lives. And then step 2 is the bridge. Automation platforms like N8N or Make that act as this connective tissue, seamlessly moving data from the front stage to the backstage without any human intervention. And this entire system, it runs the client's business in the background while you're fast asleep. But hey, a quick word of warning here. You absolutely cannot just slap a generic AI onto a client's website and call it a day. Doing that creates what developers call a Frankenstein GPT, which is super prone to errors and hallucinating. Instead, you need to assign a specialized, highly specific role to each AI agent using what's called the RATOC framework. RATOC stands for Role, Task, Context, Reasoning, and Output. By giving your AI super strict guidelines on exactly who it is, what its specific task is, the context of the business, how it should actually reason through problems, and what exact format its output should be, you transform a generic, goofy chatbot into a highly accurate, strategic business asset. And the tools available to build this stack are just incredibly powerful and accessible today. You have Claude Code, which acts as your agentic development partner. With its massive context window, it can literally analyze an entire code base and build features for you, which means you don't even need to write the code yourself anymore. You'd use N8N or Make.com for connecting your workflows, VoiceFlow or Botsify for building and white labeling those chatbots, Superbase for managing the databases, and Airtable to build really clean, professional, client-facing dashboards.
Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, Productize and Price.
Listen, if you get everything else right in this playbook but mess up your pricing model, your one-person agency will fail. So let me be as clear as possible here. Stop charging hourly. If you charge by the hour, you are actively punishing yourself for using AI to work faster. Think about it. If an AI tool lets you finish a massive workflow in 45 minutes instead of 45 hours, an hourly rate literally bankrupts you. Instead, AI automation agencies absolutely must charge based on the value and the outcome delivered to the client. The standard model for 2026 is a flat setup fee plus a monthly retainer for maintenance and ongoing optimization. To really understand value-based pricing, let's look at a number, $40,000. Let's say you build an AI system for a real estate agency that automatically qualifies their leads and schedules viewings. That system might easily save them $40,000 a year in administrative payroll, or maybe it recovers $40,000 in lost revenue from missed late-night calls. Now, if your system undeniably saves that business owner $40,000 a year, charging them an $8,000 setup fee, along with, say, a $1,500 monthly retainer to keep it running smoothly, is a complete no-brainer for them. They break even in just a few months, and you get paid exactly what your expertise is actually worth. And this brilliantly illustrates the kind of real-world return on investment you can show your clients. Data from platforms like Botsify shows that implementing AI agents can easily reduce the volume of support tickets handled by human staff by 40 to 60%. When you can show a business owner that you can instantly eliminate more than half of their team's repetitive, soul-crushing manual work, the sales conversation becomes incredibly easy. So you're probably wondering, how do you actually get that first client? Well, here's the exact playbook. Step 1, find a manual problem. Look through your network or search platforms like Reddit or LinkedIn for business owners complaining about manual data entry or lost leads. Step 2 is your secret weapon. Do not just send them a fancy, boring slide deck. Build a working demo of their actual problem being solved, record a free 2-minute Loom video walking them through it, and just send it to them. Prospects buy when they see a working demo of their problem being solved. Finally, step 3, offer them a low-risk, paid pilot project to test it out in the real world. As you start landing clients, here is your roadmap for scaling up as a solo operator. In week 1, you build the basic workflow. By week 3, you're testing it with real users and gathering data. But week 5 is where the real magic happens. Because once you have successfully solved a complex problem for one client in your niche, you extract that exact workflow, you productize it into a template or a digital system, and you sell it repeatedly to other businesses in that exact same niche. That is the secret to hitting that $30,000 a month mark without hiring a team. Look, the era of needing a massive team to build a software business is over. The tools are here, the market is completely desperate for these solutions, and the margins have literally never been better for a solo operator. The AI agent revolution is happening right now, whether we're ready or not. So the only question left is, are you going to build agents or watch your competitors pull ahead? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what you build.